Yeah, we got some Sega news actually this week.
Sega.
Sonic developer Takashi Iizuka is back in the U.S. to oversee future
I'm
titles.
back in the USSR. You get it?
I'm back in the USA.
Yeah, there you go. It needs two more syllables.
USSA.
US of A. I'm back in the
US
US
of
of A.
A. Yeah, yeah, that
Flew in
works.
from Miami Beach, the OAC. It's such a good song.
Izuka's return is notable. Yeah, moving
Just
on,
back into
whatever.
the news. All right.
Izuka's return is notable. Has he had okay? Izuka's return is notable because he has headed up development of mainline Sonic games, starting as director of 1998's Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast.
Woo.
He moved to San Francisco to oversee development of Sonic Adventure 2, heading Sega Studios USA, which produced a number of Sonic titles. His experience with the franchise dates back to the Sega Genesis. He serves as vice president of product development and will move from Tokyo to establish Los Angeles as the centralized hub for the global brand, according to the press release.
Very good news.
Yeah, it seems like they're really making an effort this year or late last year and stuff to bring Sonic back. I think Sonic Boom's Rise of Lyric really probably brought them to the lowest point that they've ever been. Sonic the Hedgehog, I think it was 2009, the Xbox 360 one or whatever that came out. Or was that
Oh, I thought it
Xbox?
was
I
oh
think it was
06.
360. Yeah, '06. You're
Yeah,
right.
because people always say
Um,
Sonic 06 is that.
yeah, yeah. That was arguably like their first low point.
They
I
brought it back
think,
though,
and
yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog, and they kind of with Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors, they got their formula. Like they with Sonic '06, it was them trying, and then they realized no, that doesn't work. And then again, it seemed with Sonic Boom, they thought that their whole reinventing is like a good idea or something. I don't
Bad
know.
idea.
It totally brought them to the lowest point I think that the franchise has ever been. Where Sonic '06 knocked them down, and then when they did the Sonic Boom, it just completely was the finishing blow to Sonic in terms of like taking him seriously, of ever having some redemption. I mean, Sonic Generations, I think, is what people nowadays just say, and I think you and I both agree that mostly they need to kind of stick with that, and they need to,
Sonic Generations is a gold game. That is
yeah,
on every platform it's on. That is a masterpiece of a game. At least for me. And it's weird. I
yeah,
don't know what happened,
I agree.
but it seems like on GameScoop and on Nintendo Voice Chat and on Kind of Funny, and like the just other. I mean, I think it maybe I don't know other podcasts I listen to like gaming discussion and just gaming culture online. Something happened, and I think it's just because modern Sonic games suck. But now, when people look back, even on old Sonic games, for some reason, people seem to be arguing that they never were good. Um,
Yeah,
I know there's like a I don't know who it is. Maybe it's several people, but on IGN's GameScoop, they like consistently make the argument that it's not good. Like that, and I think maybe there's like a certain. I mean, not to be like rude or to be dismissing, but I think there's a certain hipster element to it where it's like Sonic's not the only good game on the Sega Genesis, and it wasn't. I mean, it was like the only one I really cared about and I really played. But I mean, there
mm-hmm.
was Sega had a vast library and stuff prior to their kind of downfall, and it wasn't just Sonic. But I definitely think Sonic was a force to be reckoned with and had some very fun games.
Yeah.
And you and I have even gone back and been playing through some of the classics with like the 3D classics on the 3DS.
Yeah,
And
I've rebeat the Sonic games many times, and I totally disagree that
yeah,
the Genesis ones were
I
bad.
mean, I love like Sonic and Tails is just perfect, and Sonic
Yeah,
Generations was a perfect capturing of the classic games, and then that kind of modern Sonic 3D, like going down the tunnel vision thing, and it was so fluid, so gorgeous, so colorful, so vibrant. The music was on point. I
yeah,
love Sonic Generations. I really want to get it for the 3DS, and they've been teasing a lot this past year about kind of bringing back a kind of generations esque sort of focus.
yeah,
A lot of their marketing, a lot of their branding has been the generations image and not the Sonic Boom image, like it was in 2014 and 15. Like their Twitter profile, their Facebook banner is all the Sonic Generations logo, and they had the whole Maddie on tweeze or tweeze tease Um, I was gonna say tweet, but then
Yeah, tweet and
a
tease
a
combined.
tease on Twitter is a tweeze. Um, gross. But they've had that and stuff, and people try to dissect those clues. And I'm
Yeah,
really hoping that someone like Takashi Iizuka coming back
yeah,
with his experience and his, I mean, because people always talk about the people that do like Sonic. Um, I think everyone universally agrees that the few those games that we brought up are bad, like Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom.
yeah.
The people that do love Sonic, even they admit that those games are pretty terrible. But
Hmm.
there seems to be a common thing online that people just like any new Sonic game is bad, or any Sonic game in its franchise is just inherently bad. And honestly, the only games that are bad about Sonic are the ones not made by the Sonic USA team that he's talking about here. Like the or the Sega Studio, the Sonic Studio, like the mainline studio.
Yeah.
Like
Are you entirely sure about that?
yeah, I've looked onto like the Wikipedia and stuff of like
Hmm.
the like
Interesting.
who's published and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's always another like spin-off studio that does these other games when Sonic becomes bad.
Yeah.
It's
Like
always
Shadow.
yeah. Oh, here, right, real quick, I can pull it up and stuff, and I'll keep talking. But I believe it was. I mean, like it was like Big Red Button or something. Um,
Yeah.
Sonic Games Wikipedia. We'll just see if we can pull it
Well,
up.
I know for sure, like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was definitely given off to a third party, which was a terrible idea, and I definitely don't think that the Sonic team and that the Sonic franchise should really be blamed entirely for that.
Yeah.
Um, because it's a bit like I feel it's almost like when they gave Mario to those it was like Panasonic or something, and they released those really bad like a Zelda and a Mario game that were just so horrendously bad. Um, it just seems like that, and it seems like where the company kind of makes the mistake in handing the game off with some faith that maybe
Yeah.
they can take it into something, and also maybe they saw because the TV show, the cartoon that they have is such a like a hit, and it's actually doing really well, and it's been pretty well received. That perhaps they had a lot of faith in that, and then when they handed it off to the developer, it wasn't really as I don't know. It was more of a companion to the show rather than actually being like a new replacement of like Sonic's new legacy. I'm not sure exactly what the whole thinking was with all of that. Um, but definitely like with the classic games, I just kind of wanted to say that I don't know how anybody can say that playing Sonic 2 or Sonic 1 or Sonic 3, those they have these when you want to collect all the Chaos Emeralds, like that you cannot deny that that is not hard. That is a
Yeah.
hard challenge. That is difficult. Those in Sonic 2 when you're going down the 3D tunnel and it gets up to like once you even get to like the fourth emerald, the third emerald, it starts getting like the challenge is real. And the special stage in Sonic 1 is difficult. The special stages in Sonic 3 are fun and difficult. Sonic 3's level development is absolutely insane.
Yeah. And
The way that they develop the games so that you can run through them and speed run them and go through multiple routes and do a lot of collecting and multiple ways to beat the game. If you even just beat the game normally, you're not actually getting the full complete ending. That it took me like 15 years almost to beat Sonic 2 when we were children playing it. It was so difficult
mhm.
that we couldn't even really get past like the oil zone, I think it was, or something like that. And in Sonic 2, because we played those games a lot, and they were definitely challenging for a young kid. I would still say even today, like if you gave Sonic 2 or Sonic 3, even Sonic 1 to a young gamer, that they would definitely have challenge completing it
Yeah.
and beating it to the end and all that. So I don't know. I think it's weird when people say that the Sonic games, original ones, were not good. I think definitely when you compare them to the Mario classic Mario games, then they do kind of
Get diminished a little bit.
um,
Yeah.
they get diminished a little bit because Mario is so perfect. It's like it invented gameplay elements, and in each of those original games, I guess, except for like Lost Levels, But even when they did the reskinning of Super Mario Bros. USA to USA, it just adds these elements that there's challenge that's beyond just
Beyond.
getting to the end of the level and to beating Robotnik and to collecting like the Chaos Emeralds. There's these Mario games provide so much variety where they introduce so many gameplay mechanics that it's insane the creativity like we see with Mario Maker of all the different things that you can do with each mechanic. And Sonic, I definitely agree that it's a bit more bare bones and it's not as epic and I don't know, insane as Mario. But to call it a bad game, I think in comparison to almost every other platformer that you play, or especially when you get to like Sonic 3 and stuff, and they add a lot more of those platforming elements, and it's not as much about running through levels. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's this, and Sonic 1 too, especially, is more of the slower pace and has like the level 2, World 2 in there is a super slow level that makes you do some
Yeah.
really simple platforming elements. So I don't know. I think the whole argument that the Genesis games were bad is just not. I don't know.
Yeah, I have this
Not
pulled up
valid.
here. This is a list of games developed by Sonic Team and affiliates. And so we have Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles. Sonic the Hedgehog CD. Some other games. You got like Ristar, Choo Choo Rocket, Sonic Adventure 2, the Sonic Advance series, Sonic Pinball Party, Sonic Advance 3, Sonic Battle, Choo Choo Rocket, Sonic Heroes, which I actually haven't personally played, but I hear Sonic Heroes actually was a pretty good release.
Sonic Heroes,
Yep.
gonna be a hero.
The Sonic Mega Collection, and then okay, so yeah, you're right. They do have Shadow the Hedgehog in here,
Oh,
and
ah,
they
ooh,
have Sonic Unleashed, which I think you said
that was a good
that was
game.
actually good. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity wasn't like, I mean, for a traditional Sonic game that wasn't good, but honestly Sonic Riders was a pretty solid game. I thought I enjoyed it on the GameCube.
Yeah,
It was on the GameCube, right? I believe so. I'm looking.
I believe so. I wasn't that the one where you like all three running together,
No,
or was that Heroes?
that's Heroes. Or Sonic Riders is where you have like a snowboard basically, and you just
Oh, I see.
it kind of reinvented the whole grinding thing, like on the rails.
Uh huh.
Was I thought really fun and had some cool, interesting characters. It was like one of the few games that added new characters that I actually liked.
Uh
And then
huh.
they had Sonic Heroes. They had Shadow the Hedgehog on the Xbox. Yeah, Sonic Riders, Sonic Rush, which is actually a pretty good mobile game, I thought. Or no, Sonic Rush is the DS one. Sonic and the Secret
Oh,
Rings was actually kind of I don't you hear.
I never played that
Yeah,
one.
I mean, because some of these are duds and stuff. Sonic and the Black Knight, uh,
Yeah, I never played that
Sonic
either.
Unleashed. Yeah, you said you played that because it's relisting them if they're published on different consoles here. I mean,
Yeah, Sonic Unleashed was kind of a half and half. That they introduced. They had this that they used in now Generations and Colors. This new engine or something that makes you zip by like with that boost mode,
hmm,
and you have that front facing, and you can kind of go dash left and right and jump to avoid obstacles, and just you're going super fast, blazing through levels. Unleashed was one of those games that first kind of introduced that, but then half of the game was you turning into a werewolf Sonic and going slow through a sort of hack and slash getting through the room, clear this room of enemies, going to the next room, and it was not. So it was kind of that half and half where a lot of it was a huge drag, where half of it was insane, awesome, beautiful, and Sonic fun. So,
yeah,
and it was just kind of them getting started with. Then they moved to Colors, and I think they totally ditched the slower elements of Unleashed. And Colors was really the one of the first titles of Sonic in a while to get that acclaim back and say
yeah,
like, okay, this is a real Sonic game again at its core.
yeah. Yeah, I did do a little bit more delving in, and yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog was Sega Studio USA, and unfortunately was directed by Takeshi Iizuka, and then Sonic '06 was Sonic Team, and the director was Shun Nakamura. And so yeah, they I mean, so they do have a few duds, but I mean when you look at that though, I mean, then they have Sonic Lost World, which we loved. Sonic Lost World. I thought Sonic Lost World was great. Had a few. The mobile version or the 3DS version was terrible, but they didn't do that one. And then they have Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1 and 2, which Episode 1 was wonky, but Episode 2 is pretty solid.
Yeah.
And then Sonic Generations is a masterpiece of a game. And so,
Hmm.
I mean, they have all those games, and in there are two, arguably three duds.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I mean,
And also they've been, trying things. They've
yeah.
been putting themselves out in new ways of experimenting and not trying to, because they take those complaints of people saying that Sonic's just about going fast and getting to the end of the level. I think that they tried to honestly experiment with some other ways to play Sonic, and maybe they weren't always successful, but at least they gave it a shot, and I think that's respectable to
Mhm.
try to not just stick to making 2D Genesis games maybe that look progressively prettier, more HD, and are like generations, or not even like generations where it's just half of generations where it's just 2D and they just kept that from, they just never evolved, never changed anything about Sonic. At least they can say like we tried this, it didn't work, we tried this and it did work. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see his return and see what he does, and I'm looking forward to whatever Sega has coming to us in the upcoming weeks and months, and hopefully we get a new game, like a whole console game soon. That's on the lines of like Sonic Generations 2 and stuff. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully,
NX
yeah.
launch.
And honestly, that could be something that they'd be looking into doing.
That'd be
But
cool.
yeah.